Julie and I had 2 miscarriages when God had promised us a child. It wasn't convenient to pick up right after that and move to Green Bay because we had no family and friends there. But I had been not selling any more houses. I wasn't making any money. So I had to find a job because we were planning on having a family. It wasn't convenient. But we packed up and we went. We bought our first house. And as soon as we moved in, we found out Julie's pregnant for the 3rd time. And she's got to be on bed rest. And so the gentleman I got a job with at a construction company wanted somebody who had real estate experience and accounting experience. You see, God is setting up our lives. But He's setting them up for brokenness. Because I worked there for 3 years. And at the end of those 3 years, I got to witness to that man incredibly. And to those around me incredibly. But it was a tough environment because he was harsh and he was rough around the edges. He wanted to make his place a Christian business. He was just getting to know about God, but he was driven by money. And he changed. I felt like Jacob with Laban. My wages were changed over and over and over again. But I got to witness to him. And I saw his harshness. He found out one person was looking for a job, and he fired him there on the spot. And his son died 2.5 years into my working there. Actually, I guess about 2 years into my working there. His son, who was 18, died in a tragic car accident because of alcohol and drugs. And I got to minister to him through that. But he hardened his heart, and he was hard, and he was harsh. And I'd been praying, God, can I get out of this environment? And God said, no, stay there. It was difficult because when my children were born, I had no time off to go see them. And they were in the NICU. So I would work full days, and I'd have to go to the NICU and spend my night there and watch over them, And finally, when they came home, I had no vacation time to come and help my wife, and there was nobody there to help us out. We had a few friends who finally came, but they were preemies. When Abigail was born, she was a preemie. And I was thinking, God, we're just getting by because we didn't expect Julie not to work. And here we have a brand new house. And I was thinking, God, we're tithing, we're giving. We're doing what we're supposed to, but it all seems to be falling apart. What's going on here, God? And I was thinking about this scripture and where are we going to come up with all these baby needs, We were planning on a newborn, not a preemie. You got to go out and buy special things for a preemie, And all of a sudden, somebody calls up my wife, a girl that she taught a Bible study to 2 years ago in Milwaukee. And she says, hey, how you doing? Do you know of anybody who needs a bunch of baby clothes? Because we got a bunch of baby clothes. And she said, my wife said, well, the next time we're down in the Milwaukee area, we'll swing by and we'll see what you got and we'll bring it up. And if nothing else, we'll make a donation of it. Now, we had a walk-in closet in this particular room, and we start pulling all the stuff on there. We didn't have enough room in the closet to hold it all. We start filling up the dresser we had. It got full, and we still had stuff left over. He will open up the windows and pour out a blessing that you will not have room enough to contain it. He will do it. I remember Julie and Abigail was about 6 months at the time. They went down to Alabama with their uncle for a little spring break, and I still had to work. And I was crushed by it. I wanted to go. I needed a vacation. But I couldn't. That was the kind of environment I was in. I had to be there. I had to work. And I was so stressed out, and I was so full of anxiety. I'm being real with you. Christians aren't supposed to have anxiety. We all deal with it, okay? We all deal with it. But I'm being real. And I pulled into the garage on a Friday night. The next day they were going to be back. I had just had enough of my boss. I'd had enough of the situation. I pull in the garage, and I'm crying. Tears are just running down my face, and I'm crying out to God. And then I remember, I got to go lead a home fellowship group. So I got to go pick up some snacks. So I wipe my face and I go back out of the garage and go to the grocery store, and I think, since I'm here, maybe I'll get a card for Julie and tell her how much I love her, And so I walked down the card aisle, I stop and I reach my hand up. I didn't see anything sticking out. I just reached up to grab a card, and all of a sudden I saw something fell to the floor. And it fell face down, and I thought, no, I'm typically the kind of guy who will pick that up, or even if there's garbage around, I'll see, okay, I'll pick that up, I'll throw it in the garbage, even though I wasn't the one to do it, That's the kind of guy I typically am. And it's laying on the floor, and I'm thinking, I don't even want to bend over and pick that up. I'm tired. I'm burnt out. Okay, so I pick it up. And I didn't even really look at it to read it. It's just some girl and a dog on a stoop. I'm just, trying to find the place it goes. Nothing. There's no other card like it. And I don't know about you, but I feel awkward sticking that card in a different slot, I know it's crazy, but I feel that way. And so I decide, okay, I'll look at the card. And the bottom, underneath the picture of the girl and the dog, it says, keep your, it said, look up. That's all it said on the front. So I keep looking, and then I think, no, open up the card. Okay, so remember it said look up. I open it up and it says, it's easier to see heaven that way. And as soon as I do, God starts speaking to me. I mean, in such an intimate way, about all the things I just prayed about. I didn't put that card back. I bought that card. And I wrote everything down on it. And I've got it to this day. You see, the law is love.